IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Basketball Game of the Week. Brought to you by Fairfield Medical Center, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Dagger Law, Fairfield Federal, Standing Stone Bank, Buckeye Toyota, the Huddle Tire Company, Park National Bank, and North Body Shop.
From Berne Union High School, IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Game of the Week. Tonight, it's an intra-conference matchup between the Amanda-Clearcreek Aces and the Berne Union Rockets. Hi again, everybody. I'm Josh Messerly, and here from the Grove should be an interesting one tonight. Both of these teams don't get to face each other too often, being in different divisions of the Mid-State League. Amanda-Clearcreek, of course, in the Buckeye, Berne Union in the Cardinal. The Aces come in with a 1-10 overall record, and Berne Union a 14-1 overall record. And they're just honoring right now Bella Klein, who has now set the all-time scoring record for boys and girls. She did that on Tuesday night at Reedsville Eastern. And she scored 1,485 points. So a big honor for Bella Klein, as we'll talk quite a bit about her throughout the night. She now has the all-time scoring lead, both boys and girls.
We welcome you to Berne Union High School.
And a good crowd on hand. COVID procedures notwithstanding, a good sized crowd, and
the Lady Rockets.
Should be an interesting one tonight. As I mentioned, the starting lineups for these two teams. For Amanda-Clearcreek, Emily Buckley, a 5'9" sophomore guard. Megan Toole, a 5'6" sophomore forward. Stephanie Bowers, a 5'10" senior guard forward. Sarah Sharp, a 5'8" junior guard forward. And Grace Davis, a 5'9" freshman forward for Berne Union. It is Abby Evans, a 6'3" sophomore guard. Sophia Klein, a 6'1" sophomore wing post player. Bailey Mergen, a 5'11" sophomore wing player. And Emily Blevins, a 5'9" senior guard. And Bella Klein, a 5'11" senior wing player. So interesting to see how the Amanda-Clearcreek Aces try and slow down this very talented Berne Union team. Aces lost their last game out on Tuesday night against Fairfield Union, 67-29. That was coming off their first win of the season they got last Friday, a 40-29 win at Hamilton Township. So trying to at least build on something. Talking to Coach Tim Leist of Amanda-Clearcreek by email this week, he said there's a lot of pieces in place, and at least he's been encouraged at how hard his team has worked, despite all the challenges that they have faced in this COVID season. Certainly, of course, Berne Union thinking about better things. Coach Matt Little in his second year. They returned all 5 starters from a year ago, and they're trying to go deeper than just the regional semifinal. Last game they won on Tuesday night at Reedsville Eastern, 58-22. As we get set to start this one here from the Grove, should tell you the officials tonight: Michael Schmidt, Gary Tribe, and Jack Helton. Those are the men in stripes, and we are ready to go. As it'll be Sophia Klein and Grace Davis to tip it up. It's controlled by the Aces' Megan Toole, and we're underway. So glad you've joined us here on this Thursday night. Aces trying to spread it out. There's a 3 off the mark by Bowers. Rebound goes back out to Bowers on the tip, and they'll reset it. Buckley stops, gives to Davis, runs over a defender, and a blocking foul is going to be called. That's going to be the first on Abby Evans, 5'3" sophomore. They're going to call that on the floor.
Foul is on Berne Union's Abby Evans.
Aces looking for the first score of this one. That one knocked away by Abby Evans, trying to make up for committing the foul. It'll stay with the Aces. You're almost 30 seconds into this one. Here's Emily Buckley. We'll talk a little bit more about her, but a very impressive player for Amanda-Clearcreek, a team certainly in a rebuilding mode after having some good teams the last couple years. There's a three off the mark by Buckley. And it'll go over to the Rockets. You see Abby Evans bringing the ball up the floor. There's Sophia Klein, give and go. And getting it back and putting it in is Abby Evans. Her first two of the ball game gets the Aces on the board first. Excuse me, the Rockets. That one's knocked out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Aces. Full court pressure, and this has been an issue for Amanda-Clearcreek. They had that problem on Tuesday night against Fairfield Union, and there comes up a steal. The Rockets. Evans misses the three. Rebound pulled down by Davis. Loose ball, and it's going to be traveling violation as Blevins unable to stay in one spot. In fact, Berne Union forced 17 first half turnovers against Fisher Catholic last Friday in their big win on the road, 57-37. And Amanda committed 24 turnovers in their last contest against Fairfield Union, so that will be something to watch for tonight as we see one. And it will be Berne Union basketball. Emily Blevins, kind of a three-headed monster for this Berne Union team with Blevins and Sophia and Bella Klein. Inside it goes to Sophia Klein. That one's knocked out of bounds. A good defense by Sarah Sharp, and it will stay with the Rockets. Coach Tim Lice giving instructions to his ladies on the sideline there for Amanda-Clearcreek. Inside and not strong enough, and getting a second effort, Sophia Klein to put it away.
Basket by Sophia Klein.
And now it looks we have an injury timeout. Looks like a contact issue, perhaps, for Megan Toole. She goes to the sideline. Maybe lost a contact or that pop out.
Abby
Carver's going to check in to replace her. Maybe got hit in the face or something like that, and she's going to take a moment to gather herself. 4-0 our score here early on in the first quarter. Full court press is on for the Rockets. Buckley crossover, foul line jumper is an air ball. And it'll go over to the Rockets. The Amanda-Clearcreek team that went 15-9, lost in the district quarterfinals a year ago. That followed up, though, 2 straight years of winning district titles in 2018 and 2019, but both coming up short again in the regional semifinal. Shot up and no good by Bella Klein. Buckley going to set the screen. Going around that is Bowers. Bowers in trouble. Gets it off to Sharp. Sharp goes hard to the ground, and the foul's going to be called.
Berne Union foul on Emily Blevins.
Going on Emily Blevins, her first, team second. That went on the floor again, so Aces will be triggered in underneath their own basket. Nice defensive play there by Mergen, but she cannot stay in bounds, so it'll go back over the Aces. Able to deflect it up in the air, but couldn't keep a foot in. Off a screen, Bowers for three, ring it up.
3-point basket, Stephanie Bowers.
First triple of the night goes to Stephanie Bowers, and the Aces are on the board. Inside, Klein, turn around and good for Sophia Klein. She's got 4. And the Rockets have doubled up the Aces. Amanda-Clearcreek can slow down their pace a little bit and make Berne Union play defense. There's Bowers, another look for three. This one off the mark, out of bounds, and over to Berne Union. Checking into the ball game. Looks like number 22 for the Aces. Looks like that's Haley Sowers into the ball game. And there's Klein going to work, too strong there. Taken away by the Rockets. Quickly ahead it goes to Sophia Klein, too far underneath. Tries to give it to her sister. It's knocked out of bounds as Grace Davis got a hand on it. Bella Klein to trigger it in, finds her sister, and she gets the assist. And Sophia Klein lays it in. Klein to Klein there for the basket. That ball knocked away underneath. These teams are going to be pretty scrappy tonight. Quickly ahead it goes. Sophia to Bella Klein, and Bella Klein lays it in. Bella averaging 11.4 points per game. As we mentioned off the top of the broadcast, the all-time leader in scoring, boys and girls, here at Berne Union High School. Buckley finding Bowers. Bowers not finding a whole lot of space. Buckley, a tough shot taken away by Bella Klein. Quickly ahead. Now over to Blevins, who will fire for three. That's off the mark. Hustling to get the rebounds. Merker, her shot's no good. And it'll go out of bounds. Last touch, I'm going to say, by the Rockets. So
Carly Singleton.
Carly Singleton will check in for Amanda-Clearcreek, and Megan Tools back in. Singleton, a 5'4" sophomore. And there's a steal on the inbound, and looks like it's going to be turned over as that pass was intended for Sophia Klein, but she couldn't pull it in. Fast and furious here in the first quarter. 10-3 the score. Favor of the Rockets, and now a traveling violation will get over to the Rockets. We see some of the Amanda-Clearcreek bench. Mentioned Tim Leist, his first year as girls head coach, formerly a JV coach, Amanda-Clearcreek, and before that, the boys varsity coach. Lob inside and getting it up and in is Sophia Klein. Already with 8 points, and that one knocked out of bounds. Our camera operator, Tom Russo, having to get out of the way down there.
Carly Cutright into the lineup for the Lady
checking in
Rockets.
for the first time tonight for Berne Union, the 5'1" senior guard. She'll spell Sophia Klein, who will rest at the 2:44 mark in the first. That one's batted out of bounds and unable to save it. It's Blevins. And it'll belong to the Aces. There's a steal by Blevins. Gives it up to Evans, and she'll lay it in.
Evans.
4 for Abby Evans, who's averaging 6 per game. And it's 14-3 Rockets. Kind of expected that the Rockets would have quick hands and would make it tough on the Aces getting the ball up the floor, and so far we have seen that. Sowers, now a 3 attempt by Singleton off the mark. Sowers gets it, tries to pass it off, but it threw it too far for Megan Toole.
Stephanie Bowers into the lineup for Amanda.
Stephanie Bowers comes back into the game for the Aces. You see there Coach Tim Leist, as I mentioned, former boys head coach, former JV coach under Carrie James, the former girls head coach for Amanda-Clearcreek. Bella Klein going to go to work, dishes it off. Blevins for three, it's no good. Off the iron, rebound pulled down by Grace Davis of the Aces. We are inside of 90 seconds to play in the quarter. Stephanie Bowers owns the lone basket for the Aces. Shot up and no good by Davis. Coming away with it's Bella Klein. Klein bringing it in the front court. Turns, puts it up and in. What a move there by Bella Klein. And there's a reach-in foul going to be called on Abby Evans. It'll be her second.
Foul is
13 foul.
Abby Evans.
A couple more subs coming back
So
in.
Klein returns to the game for the
Sophia
Rockets.
Klein being one of
And
those
Sarah
subs coming
Sharp
in.
returns for the Amanda Aces.
Sarah Sharp also coming back in for Amanda. There's Emily Buckley. Just a sophomore Buckley is. That one's intercepted by Blevins. Quickly ahead to Bella Klein. She'll coast in. Scoop shot over good. 6 already for Bella. You can definitely tell that the full court press affecting the Aces is they've kind of been sped up a little bit as there's a traveling violation. And you get a full court press certainly can affect the opponent just mentally as they try and bring the ball up the floor. They feel like they have to execute their offense a lot quicker than they really need to. That's been the case tonight as the Aces have kind of struggled. There's a three off the back iron. Rebound though, Blevins. She quickly shot up and in. First two for Emily Blevins. That was nearly a turnover as I'm not sure if Sharp was ready for it. There's a deep three off the mark at the buzzer for Buckley. And that brings us to the end of a quarter, and what a quarter it was for Berne Union as they lead it 20-3 after one quarter. I'll remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by North Body Shop, providing quality customer service, parts, and reliability since 1979. Owner Mark North will provide you with a free written warranty on each estimate. That's Mark North of the North Body Shop. He'll treat you right. Also, Fairfield Federal, when it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Personal or business banking, whatever you need. We take it seriously because we know you do too. The difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loans specializes in banking that revolves around you. We're FDIC equal housing lender.
And Mina Grunbach into the lineup for the Lady Rockets.
Well, both of these two teams, like every other team this year, dealing with COVID-19, and both have been relatively unscathed. They've had some minor issues. Berne Union's had to deal with making up games when opponents have had issues. And Amanda-Clearcreek did have a quarantine stoppage in their season. Not unlike we have seen in other schools. I know Lancaster boys, Fisher Catholic boys, and Fairfield Union boys all currently dealing with that issue right now. And that's going to be kind of an issue going forward to see what teams maybe can overcome those the best that will be most successful in the tournament. And you wonder though too, it seemed like it was this case in football, and I imagine it'll be this way for both boys and girls in basketball, that the more experienced teams can overcome those stops and starts a little bit better than the inexperienced teams. If you've got inexperienced players maybe learning new positions this season, when you don't have that consistency of schedules and just can't really get into a rhythm, it's difficult to be successful. Getting into a rhythm, all of a sudden, it's Emily Blevins, who now has 4 with that layup. And it makes it 22-3 in favor of the Rockets. And there's a steal by Blevins. quickly ahead and now poked away. Nice defense by Grace Davis, poking it out the hands of Carly Cutright. For Blevins, by the way, she's averaging almost 4 steals a game. She picks up one previously. Actually, it will be Berne Union basketball. And getting it and going to the basket and laying it in is Faith Harmon. That's an interesting thing about this Berne Union team. They average 55 points a game. But really, if you look at the scoring, very well distributed. And that was something Coach Matt Little in an early season interview in the newspaper talked about, really liking about his team is that they are very good at having balance. When you go into tournament time, that's what you got to have is balanced defense, because somebody may have an off night and that could cost you a deep run in the tournament. But if you've got balanced scoring, you can overcome those a little bit easier at least.
Abby Evans into the game for Berne Union.
Abby Evans among those coming back in. You should get a nice look at Stephanie Bowers for Amanda-Clearcreek. Cross-court pass and a 3 up and good for Carly Singleton. Her first 3 ball of the night. That's the second of the night for the Aces. There's Sophia Klein getting into the act and too strong on the 3. And nice defensive play. As coming in there is Mina Grombach knocking it off an Amanda-Clearcreek player to save possession. Right in front of our photographer, Com Russo. As Klein will throw it in. And a nice feed inside to Faith Harmon to the basket. There's a deep 3 attempt and an air ball by Bowers. Coach Tim Lice talking about the difficulty this season has been. He's optimistic, though, despite the start they've got off to, that they've got a lot of pieces in place. And you got Emily Buckley as a sophomore that he's really high on, a few others that you feel like you can build around. Sarah Sharp, an underclassman as well, and Megan Toole. So while you lost the likes of Alyssa Evans and others, Connell as well from last year, off of the district final teams, or district championship teams, I should say. It's kind of one of those years in between for Amanda-Clearcreek where they're trying to develop some depth and kind of grow into their positions, and hopefully there'll be a team that improves enough down the road that they will bear the fruits of that labor. That one's rejected by Sophia Klein. And that pass out of bounds as it was intended for Grombach. Evans threw it high and wide of her teammate. Now go over to the Aces. Put a sub in for Amanda.
Grace
Davis will check back in to replace Stephanie Bowers.
The Aces, also Megan Toole back to the game.
Megan Toole also coming back. See the Lady Aces there as they were waiting for the ball to be inbounded, kind of breathing a little heavy there, probably because of the pressure that Berne Union put on them in the first quarter, or wearing them out a little bit. Here's Buckley. Turn around and knocks down the jumper. Nice basket for the sophomore.
Emily Buckley.
Playing her first year at point guard, but Coach Tim Lice said she's worked hard and improved quite a bit. Nina Grumbach with the basket. Lob inside, and Buckley can't get it to go. Another crack at it. There's Davis for the putback.
Grace Davis.
Sophia Klein, nice fake, but she can't get the finish. Ahead to Davis. Has it partially deflected. Buckley crossing over. Has her pocket picked by Sophia Klein. Ahead to Bella Klein, who lays it in. Lob over the top. Bella's got 8, and it's a 20-point contest. A nice save on the sideline by Sharp. Ball poked away, and now trying to get it is Buckley, but she's tied up, and the arrow will keep it with Amanda-Clearcreek.
Carly Cutright.
Several players coming in for the
Emily
Rockets.
Blevins back to the game for Berne.
3 new players and a couple for Amanda-Clearcreek as well. Singleton finding Buckley. A little push off, and Davis is going to be called for the player control foul. And as Bella Klein takes that foul, you go look at Grace Davis. It'll be her first.
Foul is on Grace Davis of Amanda.
Levins will bring it up the floor for the Rockets. Find Cutright, lobbing inside to Sophia Klein, and that one may have been affected by Davis coming over the top, or perhaps Buckley got a piece. Ace is starting to play a little bit better defense the last couple possessions. Sharp in trouble, throws a wild pass, and Sophia Klein picks it off ahead to Bella Klein, and she is fouled going to the basket.
Foul is on Amanda's Emily Buckley.
Buckley will pick up her first, as Bella Klein will go to the line for the first time tonight. Three straight years, I should say. She has made All-Ohio, most likely going to do that this year. Made third team as a freshman, second team as a sophomore, and then first team last year. And odds are it'll be at least second team, if not first team this year. She'll have one more at the line. And cannot make it. There to put it back was Mergen, but she's fouled, and she'll go to the line.
Foul is on Amanda's Stephanie Bowers.
Stephanie Bowers has her
Haley
first.
Mergen at the line for Berne Union.
Mergen will go to the line for the first time tonight. Her throw's good. For the 5'11" sophomore
Sydney
wing.
Miller into the game for Berne Union.
Sydney Miller will check in for the Rockets. Mergen will have one more at the line. She get a nice look at her, and she nails it. Makes it 33-10, Berne Union, as we get close to halftime. Rockets still very tight on defense. That ball dribbled off a foot, it looked like, and the Rockets come away with it. Line bringing it up the floor. Gonna do it all herself as she lays it in. Double figures now for Bella Klein with 11. And that one nearly thrown away. Nice save by Buckley. Singleton hands it off to Sowers. Now Buckley finding Sowers, driving baseline, and she can't finish. Saved right to Sowers. finds Buckley, who lays it in. And now timeout called.
Emily Buckley.
Looks like Bella Klein's low to get up, and she's going to walk off.
So Thea Klein back to the game
She's
for the
trying
Lady
to stretch
Rockets.
a little bit while she was down on the floor as the trainer will go take a look at her. Looks like she's okay. As Coach Matt Little also looking over one of his top players. Little in his second year as Berne Union girls head coach. Of course, he was the boys head coach, won a district title, the first ever for the boys 2 years ago. And then this past year, winning the first district and mid-state league title for the Rockets. That three ball rims out, but there for the rebound. And the stick back is Blevins. It's no good. They work it around, an open look, and it's off the mark from Cutright, out of bounds. And it will stay with the Rockets with 13 seconds to go. Cutright open for three. She gets it. It's like third time the charm for Cutright. Sauer's shot is up and good at the horn. Haley Sauers, her first basket.
Haley Sauers with the basket.
And that takes us to halftime with the score. Berne Union 38, Amanda-Clearcreek 14. We'll take a timeout and be back with more in a moment. You're watching the IVB Sports Buffalo Wild Wings Game of the Week.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Basketball Game of the Week. Brought to you by Fairfield Medical Center, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Dagger Law, Fairfield Federal, Standing Stone Bank, Buckeye Toyota, the Huddle Tire Company, Park National Bank, and North Body Shop.
We're going to give you this game ball here because you're a Tiberios fan of the game, and thanks for being here, Jacob.
Thank you.
The Polar Bears are your OAC tournament champions, first time since 2009. What an exciting finish for the Ohio Northern Polar Bears.
And be very proud of this trophy because you've earned it.
Come experience the Huddle Tire difference. Locally owned and operated since 1910, we're your independent tire and auto repair shop. We carry all major brands of tires, including Goodyear, Cooper, BF Goodrich, and many more. But we're more than just tires. From safety inspections to alignments, brakes, shocks, and struts, even preventive maintenance, we can handle it all. Enjoy the ride at Huddle Tire Company, 300 South Columbus Street, or we can be reached at our website at huddletire.com.
Fairfield Medical Center took care of me like I was family.
I was made to feel like I was the only person that they were going to see that day, even though I knew that wasn't the case.
Everyone at Fairfield Medical Center was very attentive. They just put my mind at ease.
I was there for 12 days, and I felt comfortable there.
We were people to them, not a number. They took the time to get to know us, our personalities.
Well, they saved my life. You know, how do you beat that?
I don't know how I could have gotten through it without them.
Experience Fairfield Medical Center.
(38-14) all Rockets here at halftime. The IBP Sports Buffalo Wild Wings game of the week. Josh Messerly here from Berne Union High School, and really was dominated from the start by the Rockets 20-3. They outscored the Aces in the first. A little bit better though for the Aces in the second. It was 18-11. Still won by the Rockets. Leading scorer, Bella Klein, the only player in double figures with 11 points. 8 for Sophia Klein. Other than that, pretty spread out for the Rockets. That's Evans with 4, Harmon with 4, Blevins with 4, 3 for Cutright, and 2 for Bergen and Gronbach. For Amanda-Clearcreek, they were led by Emily Buckley with 4 points, 3 each for Carly Singleton, Stephanie Bowers, and a couple for Grace Davis and Haley Sowers. 38-14, Berne Union on top of Amanda-Clearcreek. We'll be back with second half action in a moment.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our 2 locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Buckeye Toyota, the hometown dealer who's here to help. Family owned for over 40 years and proudly helping with all of your automotive needs. We're honored to partner with countless charities, churches, and schools like Fisher Catholic High School.
I can't express how grateful I am to Buckeye Toyota, whether it's athletic, academic, tuition assistance, or even facility upgrades. When you walk into our school, you see the Buckeye Toyota name. Buckeye Toyota has always been there to help Fisher Catholic.
Thank you for calling Buckeye Toyota. How may I help you?
The moment that you're told that you have cancer, so many things were going through my mind.
I had this pain that kind of doubled over, and FMC got me the help that I needed, so I ended up surviving.
Fairfield Medical Center has helped me get through what was the hardest 6 months of my life.
When I first came to Fairfield Medical Center, she was probably having an allergic reaction. They saved her life, and that's why she's here today.
Dagger Law has been part of the Lancaster community for more than 110 years. This is where we live and work. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and all around town. We consider our clients as friends, and we walk alongside you through challenging times. Whether you're a growing business, a changing family, facing litigation, planning your future, or dealing with land issues, we're right here. We are local. We are trusted. We are experienced. Dagger Law.
Buckeye Toyota, the hometown dealer who's here to help. Family owned for over 40 years and proudly helping with all of your automotive needs. We're honored to partner with countless charities, churches, and schools like Lancaster High School.
When it comes to partners in sports in the community, Buckeye Toyota has been there year after year to offer their support. Thank you, Buckeye Toyota, from all of us here at Lancaster High School.
Thank you for calling Buckeye Toyota. How may I help you?
Hi again, everybody. Welcome to the high school football game of the week. I'm Jaron Stewart alongside Tim Shoemaker. Tonight, we've got a great one for you. The Blue Carroll Bulldogs. We had a great week of practice. Even in the rain and the weather, we had a great week of practice. Schneider, lots of running room to midfield. He's gone. Ryan Schneider down the near sideline for a touchdown for the Aces.
We have a hold on the offense, number 20. That penalty will be declined. They'll bring up fourth down.
We're going to give you this game ball here because you're a Tiberios fan of the game, and thanks for being here, Jacob.
Thank you. The Polar Bears are your OAC tournament champions, first time since 2009. What an exciting finish for the Ohio Northern Polar Bears.
you've earned it.
Come experience the Huddle Tire difference. Locally owned and operated since 1910, we're your independent tire and auto repair shop. We carry all major brands of tires, including Goodyear, Cooper, BF Goodrich, and many more. But we're more than just tires. From safety inspections to alignments, brakes, shocks, and struts, even preventive maintenance, we can handle it all. Enjoy the ride at Huddle Tire Company, 300 South Columbus Street, or we can be reached at our website at huddletire.com.
Welcome back to Berne Union High School, 38-14. Rockets on top of the Aces as we get ready to start the second half of action. As you take a look at the Berne Union Pep Band doing a great job during the half playing as they get ready to play a little bit for you as well. I want to remind you that tonight's game is being brought to you by Standing Stone Bank. Whether you're ready to tackle a mortgage loan or need cash for home improvements, make Standing Stone Bank the key player in your home or business financial plans. Business to business, neighbor to neighbor, let's grow this town together. Standing Stone Bank, an equal housing lender. Remember FDIC. Also Buffalo Wild Wings. Thanks to Larry Tipton and the crew for great food, great service, and the best sports viewing in town. It's all at Buffalo Wild Wings in the Plaza Shopping Center on North Memorial Drive. Open for dine-in or carry-out from 11 to 11. As I mentioned during halftime, pretty evenly spaced scoring for the Rockets, and that's been one thing that Coach Matt Little's really liked. As half-court D as well as there's Sophia Klein getting in on the action to start the second half. She's down double figures with 10. And Coach Little called her the most improved player. As there's a steal by Blevins, ahead to Evans. She'll coast in and kiss it off the glass for two. Quickly 4 for the Rockets to start the second half. They're just relentless on the defensive end, leading to offense. Megan Toole holding. Now Bowers who's taking a few deep threes. There's one off the front iron from NBA range. Long rebound goes to Blevins, and that one through the hands of Mergen. She regains it, gives it to Sophie, that's Bella Klein who lays it in. Bella now with a baker's dozen. Trying to equal her point total from the last game against Reedville Eastern. There's a steal, and she goes to the basket and is fouled and goes hard into the padding behind the basket. Goes Bella Klein. As the trainer will come out and take a look at her as she goes in. And boy, you just hate to see something like that in a situation where she was going in hard to the basket and contact from behind and sent her right into the padding. A little bit of padding there, but it's a hard block wall right behind it. So hopefully that Bella Klein will be okay. Is receiving some attention right now and very quiet here in the gymnasium at Berne Union High School. You see Coach Matt Little there talking to her as well. Both teams huddled up on their sidelines at the moment. Clock stopped with 6:35 to go here in the third quarter. Finally, they roll over Bella Klein and get some more attention. See a look at her and the trainer. Looks like they're going to try and get her up. She's now in a seated position. As soon as she hit the wall, though, she did go down face first and lay there for a moment. There's a lot of concern on the faces of her teammates on the sideline for Berne Union. As Bella gets to her feet, a nice round of applause here from the Berne Union and Amanda-Clearcreek fans. And she's a tough young lady, that's for sure, but looks like she's going to exit for the time being helped over to the bench. So we certainly hope that she'll be okay, and we'll see who replaces her at the line. As she was in the act of shooting, it's going to be, looks like her sister Sophia Klein.
At the line for
so Sophia Klein at the line, shooting 2 for her sister. Free throws up and no good. Wonder, too, if she's kind of focusing or thinking about other things with her sister there injured on the bench. Second free throw, he is good. 11 now for Sophia Klein. Sharp with it for the Aces, now finding Toole. Bowers with it, not afraid to shoot the deep three, but she'll pass it off instead. And she'll get it back from Sharp. Buckley thought about it, loses the handle of it, in trouble, and Coach Tim Life's going to bail her out with a timeout. That'll be the first of the half for Amanda-Clearcreek. Comes with 6:02 to go. If you look at Coach Leist in the Amanda-Clearcreek huddle, teaching opportunity right now, even though the score not really in doubt at the moment, but the outcome, I should say. But teaching goes on for the Aces.
Next home game.
We'll remind you, our next broadcast will come your way a week from tomorrow. It was supposed to be tomorrow night between Berne Union and Fisher Catholic boys, but with the Irish boys on COVID quarantine, they're shut down for the time being, so that game was postponed. It's going to be rescheduled in early February, and we're hoping to bring that to you. But our next telecast will be on January 29th, as Abby Evans lays that one in. It'll be the Groveport girls against the Lancaster Lady Gales. Be an interesting contest. First time we'll get to see the Lady Gales this season. As Toole has it knocked away. Bowers, or rather that was Sharp, missing on the shot. Our next telecast next Friday night from Lancaster High School. As Sophie Klein with another basket. Give her 13 to match her sister. Going to the baskets, Davis can't finish. And head Mergen to Evans. Evans going in, and she'll kiss it off the glass. Double figures for Abby Evans. She only averages 6, but 10 in this one. Offense definitely leading the defense, and there's almost a steal. A nice effort by Carly Cutright as she went into the Amanda-Clearcreek bench. Don't want to see another Rocket or any player get injured in this one after Bella Klein still on the bench being looked at by the trainer, as Coach Matt Little just went over and talked to her for a second. Sowers with it. A deep three by Bowers. That's an air ball taken away by Emily Blevins. Head to Evans. Cut right. I'm going to slow it down for a second. Klein's going to go, throw it off the glass. It's no good. Scoop shot missed. Aces come away with it. Here's Toole on the wing. Almost had it stolen away. Inside to Davis, knocked away and out of bounds. Emily Blevins was on the baseline when she touched that one. And it will stay with the Aces with 4:18 to go here in the third. Ball knocked away. A nice play by Cutright. Finds Sophie Klein. She'll go to the basket. Can't finish with the left hand, and a foul is called. Foul's going to go on Sophia Klein, who said she was this close to putting that one in the basket. Or actually, I beg your pardon, that was Carly Cutright who picked up the personal, her first. Not too many fouls called in this one. Very few foul shots. There's a nice takeaway from Sophia Klein. She'll go to the basket, and she'll lay it in the hoop and the harm, but she's going to go to the line for one more. This time she decided to go right hand and was going to finish that one. And she'll go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Dave Harmon returns to the game for the Lady Rockets.
Free throw is good. That's the members' bounce there for Sophia Klein. 16 for her. Looks like Bella Klein has been taken out of the gymnasium. She was at the end of the bench, but now perhaps leaving the gym after a hard contact with the wall as she was fouled going in for a basket. Here's Evans going in. She'll finish. Abby Evans having a nice night. A dozen for her. Makes it 56-14. Davis gives it up to Singleton, who will fire for three. It's too strong. Evans in the corner, trapped. Somehow got away from it and finds a teammate. Here's Blevins coasting up the floor. Dishing it off and not able to finish is Harmon. So the Aces will bring it up the floor. And that one knocked out of bounds.
Sydney Miller in the
Sydney
game
Miller
for
checking
Lady
in
Rockets.
for the Rockets. As you may hear in the background, the voice of public address announcer Johnny Garber, who helps us out with the 4th of July parade at Interphase Video Productions. Nice to hear his voice doing the PA here at Berne Union High School. There's a lob inside, taken away. A nice defensive play by Mina Grombach. And coming up with it in the corner is Pugh for the Aces. Underneath it goes to Carver. Here's a three by Singleton, no good. Evans comes away with it. One thing Coach Tim Lice said about his Lady Aces, and there's a nice three straight on from Carly Cutright. Her second three ball of the night. One thing Coach Lice said, though, about his Aces is they've been very coachable this year, and they're committed to improving, and the fact that they've been working hard is really something he's enjoyed. Again, with all the difficulties of this season and with record and all the COVID protocols and whatnot, that's probably at least something that you can take away from this year. That, you know, yes, we may not see improvement on the scoreboard as much in our record, but if you can at least get better every day, and as I said earlier, it can pay dividends down the road, and the Aces hoping that's going to happen in the next couple years. Just a bump in the road, if nothing else, hopefully this year for them. Inside, and can't get it. The fall was Miller. As we're seeing some reserve players now in for Berne Union. Here's Buckley dishing to the corner. Singleton knocks down the three. Carly Singleton, her second three of the night. Good look there at Carly. As we hit 1 minute to play in the third. Crossover. A bump, no call. It's Hannah Brown handling it now. See Grunbach. I think all 5 reserve players on the floor now for Berne Union. You have to wonder if the injury to Bella Klein maybe has Coach Matt Little rethinking playing too many of his starters the remainder of this one, with the outcome not much in doubt. Nice attempt there by Sowers. Got her own rebound, couldn't put it back in. We're inside of 15 seconds. Over in the corner for 3, and that one's off the mark, but there for the stick back is Grumbach. As Brown missed the 3, Grumbach is fouled, and Mina's going to go to the line.
Foul is on Emily Buckley.
Emily Buckley picks up her second.
Grumbach at the line for the Lady Rockets.
Mina Grumbach at the line, a 5'7" junior, averaging 4 points a game. First one rattles home.
Stephanie Bowers and Sarah
She can hit her
Sharp
average if she gets one more at the line. As Sarah Sharp's going to check back in for the Aces. 25 there in the middle of your picture. Second free throw is no good. Went around the world a little bit and fell off. Knocked out of bounds by Faith Harmon. It'll go over to the Aces with 2 seconds to go. And there's a heave from Bowers at half court. And that will take us to the end of 3. With the score, Berne Union 60, Amanda-Clearcreek 17. I'll remind you that Park National Bank builds strong, reminds you that strong communities are built with local volunteers, donations, and leadership. For more than 100 years, Park National Bank has been invested in the success of our customers and communities. From personal connections to large-scale partnerships, we strive to create a positive outcome for individuals, families, neighborhoods, cities, and everything in between. Park National Bank is proud to support high school sports. We see a little fan there enjoying the game tonight. Likely, if you're a Rockets fan, you're enjoying this one as well. It's been all Berne Union in this one. I want to thank and acknowledge our IVP Sports crew tonight, making his directorial debut. Shane Messina punching the buttons, doing a great job. And Donnie Ziegfeld, as always. Those guys over there running the graphics. There's Donnie waving to you. Jim Spires up top doing the camera, the high camera. And down below on the floor is Tom Russo running the baseline camera. So thanks to everybody making this one happen. As Amanda will start with the basketball. There's Bowers. Can't get it to go. It's like all reserve players now for Berne Union. A couple of starters still out there. Actually, most of the starters still out there for Amanda-Clearcreek, just trying to find a rhythm. As the Aces will be back in action Saturday night when they host Circleville. Then they will be off until Thursday the 28th as they will host Logan Elm. They're kind of a nice stretch where they've got a handful of games in a row at home, and maybe some home cooking will build some confidence for the Lady Aces. Head to Sharp. Sharp can't get it to go. Harmon comes away with it. Throws it inside, has it picked off. Nice play by Emily Buckley to come up with the turnover. That's something Berne Union's known for, is they only commit about 12 a game while turning over opponents 21 on average a game. Shots off the mark, and it'll go over to Berne Union with 6:46 to go. Meanwhile, for Berne Union, they're in action Monday when they host the rival Fisher Catholic, who, very impressive win the Rockets put on Fisher last Friday, winning by 20 points on the road. They forced 17 first-half turnovers, and Sophia Klein had her career-high 25 in that one. Shots up by Harmon, no good. Sophia likely done for the night with 16 for the Rockets. Three is off the mark by Addie Pugh, and he'll go out of bounds. Last touched by the Aces. After Monday's game, Berne Union will remain at home as they will play Harvest Prep as well. And I believe Berne Union's also in a stretch where they've got a few home games in a row. Cut right, finding Miller. A nice look at the ladies moving it around the perimeter for Berne Union. Very unselfish team, and really starts at the top with Bella Klein, who would, I think a lot of times, she even says much in a newspaper article, would rather get the assist than score the basket. And at this point, she was just hoping to get her team to a deep run in the tournament. That's really what this Rockets team is really building towards. As going in, nice finger roll there by Sydney Miller. Her first basket of the game. There's Buckley in trouble, and that one nearly knocked out of bounds. Sauer saves it. Back to Buckley. Nice bounce pass and a nice finish by number 13, Rachel Weaver. Getting called up from the junior varsity team. Traveling violation called on Grombach, and it'll go over to the Aces. Inside of 4.5 to play.
Grace Davis returns for Amanda.
Grace Davis will check back in for the Aces. Of course, this Berne Union team, as I mentioned, the goal is to make it a little further than they got a year ago after winning the Mid-State League, loss to Beverly Fort Fry in the regional semifinal. And ironically, that was the only team that they have lost to so far.
Foul is on Amanda's
back on January 7th, 41-38. That's a team that they've just not been able to get over the hump against. Buckley, by the way, picked up the foul for Amanda-Clearcreek. And it's her fourth, or rather third. No, I was right the first time. That is her fourth. This Berne Union also coming into tonight's game, number 3 in the AP poll in Division 4. A nice honor indeed. That shot was off the mark. Davis comes away at the board. Finds Buckley, and she is hacked at the foul line, and Emily Buckley will go to the line for a pair.
Sydney Miller, the foul for Berne Union.
Sydney Miller picked up the foul. It's her first. She get a look at the 5'9" sophomore guard, Emily Buckley. First free throw falls for her.
Emily Sloan.
She's got 5 in the game. Buckley had 7 and 11 boards in the loss on Tuesday night against Fairfield Union. This game kind of a lot like that game for Berne or for Amanda-Clearcreek, as they trailed Fairfield Union 14-3 after one quarter, but made it a lot closer in the second quarter. Only lost that one 18-17, and besides a lot of the same, where it was a slow start for the Aces, kind of got buried by a lot, outscored 20-3, but made it a little bit closer as far as the quarter score in that second quarter. Spin move, Sowers lays it in. Haley Sowers with 4. Nice opportunity for some reserve players to get in on this action tonight. Take the opportunities when you can get them, for sure, and the way things have gone this year, injuries or COVID concerns or things like that, you may need more depth than you realize, especially when it comes to tournament time. Emily Sloan will check in for the first time tonight for the Aces as we hit 2.5 to play in this one. Sloan with it, gives it up. Now taken away. Hannah Brown. Brown gonna go to the basket. And actually there'll be a reach-in foul. I don't think it was Brown who was called for that.
Foul is on Berne Union's Mina Grumbach.
And Mina Grumbach's gonna commit her first. As you see, Sowers bringing it up the floor. A little give and go action. Now in trouble on the wing. At least the ball movement, you can say, for the Aces have been pretty good here in the second half, and their effort certainly has not wavered. And the aggressiveness of the of the Berne Union defense has made it very tough too. Even the reserve players getting after it for the Rockets. Foul called.
Foul is on Berne Union's Mina Grumbach.
Grumbach's going to pick up her second. Comes with 91 seconds to play. And a nice feed off the inbound to Addie Pugh, who lays it in.
Addie Pugh with the basket for Amanda.
First for her tonight. Rockets trying to milk the clock a little bit in this possession. Foul called. Sowers reaches in.
On Amanda's
only 15 foul against the Aces. So nowhere near the bonus. Actually only 4 in the Rockets. So not likely that we'll see the bonus employed. Didn't see it in either half. That one's thrown away. And it will go over to the Aces with 1:01 remaining. Remind you to tune in next Friday night for our next broadcast, as it'll be the Lancaster Lady Gales hosting the Lady Cruisers of Groveport at 7:30. You can stream that game. Find the link on the IVP Sports Facebook page, or you can go to CLN, your hometown connection, on YouTube. I should mention it should be the Interface Video Productions Facebook page. That's where you can find it on Facebook. We're inside of 30 seconds to play. This one dominated by the Rockets from the start. they're going to pick up their 15th win of the season. Amanda-Clearcreek's going to drop to 1-11 in a very tough campaign. A foul committed there by Sowers. Trying to go for the steal, colliding with Carly Cutright with 8.3 seconds. Probably a toss in, and that's going to do it. Couple dribbles by Cutright. Will bring this one to a close. A dominant effort by Berne Union as they defeat Amanda-Clearcreek 62-24. A tough one for the Aces indeed. A win, of course, for the Rockets, but the concern with Bella Klein, who left the game with a collision underneath the padding underneath one of the baskets. She was going in for a layup earlier in the second half, and hopefully she's okay. Certainly a big piece for the Rockets to be without.
Good luck to Amanda the rest of the season.
So we'll see how things go there, but certainly a good win for Berne Union. You know, Amanda-Clearcreek still with some things to work on, and then that's just kind of how it goes. They're still in a learning process, a rebuilding process, and you know they can continue to work on some things, but sometimes you just end up, you know, running into a team that's just flat out better, and that was pretty much the way things went tonight. Once again, the final score: Berne Union defeats Amanda-Clearcreek 62-24. I want to remind you the leading scorers in this game for Berne Union. It was 16 for Sophia Klein to lead all scorers. It was Bella Klein with 13, 12 for Abby Evans. For Amanda-Clearcreek, leading scorer was Carly Singleton with 6, followed by 5 for Emily Buckley and 3 for Stephanie Bowers. I'll wrap things up here from Berne Union High School. 62-24 Rockets winners over the Aces. For our IVP Sports crew, I'm Josh Messerly. Thanks for watching, and good night, everybody.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Basketball Game of the Week. Brought to you by Fairfield Medical Center, the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Dagger Law, Fairfield Federal, Standing Stone Bank, Buckeye Toyota, the Huddle Tire Company, Park National Bank, and North Body Shop.